My name is Tristan Mitchell. I'm 23 years old from Pickering, Ontario. I play goalkeeper in soccer, and my last team was in Spain in the 4th professional tier at a team called Valles CF. I first got into soccer when I was 10 years old. Basically all just started through a friend at school, said they needed a goalkeeper. I'd never played before. It was a rep team, and as soon as I got there, I just fell in love with it straight away. So I first left the country when I was 14. I went to Cuba for a training camp. That was basically preparing me physically and mentally for what was to come. Straight after that, I went to a men's team at 15 years old called Phoenix All-Stars Football Academy. It's ran by a guy named Craig Butler, the father of Leon Bailey, who plays at Aston Villa in the Premier League. Right after that, I went to England at 16, signed my first contract at Leyton Orient. I played there for a year and a bit. 17, I was in Malta playing at a men's team called St. Andrews FC. 18 years old, came back to England. I was basically at a trialing academy. We played against a bunch of professional clubs. In that same year, I was training with Watford. I had some problems with the visa, so nothing came through. 20, that was my first actual professional contract at Cova de Piedade in Portugal in the 2nd division. At 21, I dropped down a step to a 5th division club in Spain for half a season, and then was found by my previous club, Valles CF, in the middle of the season. They picked me up, went over there for a week trial, and signed basically right after that. So the type of sacrifices I had to make leaving at such a young age is obviously leaving your family, leaving your friends. I was doing online school. I never got to have the high school experience, as people would say, but I don't feel like I missed out on much because I was really just focused on my craft and trying to get the job done, really. I feel like I've gotten injured at least once or twice a season, before coming here. Always super minor, but just nagging injuries, just always dealing with something, it feels like. For example, at my last team, right before the season ended, I was dealing with a oblique injury, a small oblique tear that I got during a game. The year before that, I was dealing with a hand injury, just always something small. Then right after my last club, I was dealing with both of my knees were having pain. I have chondrosis in both of the knees. But since coming here, you kind of find out more about the smaller details of the body that no one's really learning about. It's kind of a thing where people aren't really up to date on the things that you need to be doing for your body, especially in the smaller clubs that you go to in Europe, which are the teams that I was at. The coaches aren't really informed on the stuff that you would need for your body to stay healthy. So I've known Clance basically my whole life, and I've seen what he's done for other athletes. And I felt like it was just a good time since I was dealing with these problems with my knees and obviously the other small nagging injuries. And I know his thing is just trying to get all the small parts of the body to work together just to not have to deal with the little pains that you'll get. My first day in the gym was actually a little bit intimidating. When you first step in and you're not used to it, seeing all the people throwing the weights around, everyone's so much stronger than me when I first came in, it was intimidating for me, but I just used that as my motivation and used it to strive for more for myself. Seeing people put a lot of weight on the bar, it just made me look at myself and just made me go harder, really. So the differences between the places that I was training at before compared to LPS, I feel like as much as the physical aspect is a huge part, the mental resilience that I've built since being here has been an immense part of me now. Of course, the physical strength that I've gained since I've been here, I feel like I haven't made that much progress at other places that I've been to, but obviously seeing the progress when I'm tracking it through the app, I can actually see what I'm doing and the progress that I'm making every single week. So the results that I've seen since I've been here, the first week that I came here, I was literally only squatting the bar, mostly because of pain in my knees. Since I've came here, I feel like I've basically just been ramping up the weight every single week without issues, without pain. Yeah, so I was just squatting the bar basically every week for a couple weeks, just basically getting past that first bit of pain and conditioning my joints. And then ever since getting that weight on the bar, I feel like it just hasn't stopped. I'm just consistently going up and up. So before I came here, I wasn't training in the full range of motion, which I feel like is probably the key reason that I was getting all these little small injuries and just nagging pains and stuff. Since I've been here, literally all we do is full range of motion stuff. People don't understand that full range of motion is conditioning all your joints and your tendons and your muscles to be able to do the stuff that we're training for in games. So if you're not training in the full range of motion, you're basically conditioning yourself to almost get injured. If you're not training through the full range of motion, you're not conditioning your body for unexpected actions or movements that could possibly come during a game. I feel like one of the hardest things to overcome, especially as a young athlete, is rejection. Rejection from teams, coaches, but I feel like all sports are based on opinions. So at the end of the day, as long as you believe in yourself, believe in your training, and know the work that you're putting in is enough, then I feel like you're on the right track. From the beginning, I've always dealt with rejection from I started playing soccer. So I feel like I just built a natural barrier in my head that always just told me that, you know, I'm just gonna work harder than the next person and make sure no one's outworking me. So my dream has always been to play in the Premier League since I was a kid. The first goalkeeper that I ever watched was Edwin van der Sar. He's a Dutch goalkeeper that played for Manchester United. And ever since then, it's just made me want to play in that country, in that league, all the way at the top. Like, I've never wanted to be second best. At the end of the day, my thing is just to be better than myself yesterday, keep improving every single day, no matter if it's mentally or physically. For me, dominate is, for one, dominating in your position, so taking that starting spot, not letting anyone outwork you. Number two, dominating the opposition, not letting anyone beat you, win your individual battles, and just try and be the best on the pitch. I'd say the culture in the gym, it definitely builds mental toughness being in here. Other athletes are on other athletes, not just the coaches. Everyone just on each other to be the best that they can be. If someone catches you slacking off, they're gonna tell you something. They're not just gonna let it slide by, especially coaches. They're always on you, just wanting the best for you, wanting to see you do the best, wanting to see you work your hardest and put everything you can put out. A piece of advice I would give to my younger self and other young athletes is take care of your body. Put as much work in as you can every single day, no matter if that's physical or mentally or just watching the sport you play and watching your favorite athlete. Just learn something new every single day from someone that you look up to.